1, 2, 3. Tag Me In Podcast.
Tagmeinpodcast back again with another episode.
Another one.
You are joined by myself, Ola.
I was trying to do that echo. Anton. Myself, Anton.
And what are we talking about today, Anton?
Well, today is following from our previous episodes on, regrets of the dying.
Yeah.
And today we're talking about the most common, the number one thing that people regretted, which was not being true to themselves.
Yeah.
And living to other people's expectations.
It's such a big one. It's such a big one. Do you feel, or have you felt you've ever lived up to anyone's expectations before?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, there's just been different moments in life, and like even preparing for this episode, I was just living through my previous years, and secondary school was probably like the biggest one, like expectations of other people trying to fit in.
Yeah. Secondary school, that's
coming in
that's
that moment.
puberty, yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I want to be liked. I want to be fit. Like, I want to fit in with the cool kids. And like the one moment that stands out for me was like we went on a trip to Paris.
Okay.
And I didn't really know all the guys that were like the big guys, like the
dons,
popular guys.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to be with them, man. They're making enough noises. Yeah, I want to be with them, man. And I really what did I do? I just started to act like an idiot. Like I was trying to be funny. You know when you're just not true to yourself?
Yeah, just trying
to be comical, trying to do stupid stuff, mucking around, getting in trouble.
They're
like, Anton, hey, you're the guy. How come we didn't know you was like this? And I was like, yeah. But I knew I wasn't being true to myself. But also, like, you get expectation from family.
Yeah.
And also, like, I say the workplace. There's loads of expectations there.
Man.
What about you?
I think for me, family's probably the sort of biggest one.
You must.
Because it's like...
You have to.
Yeah. You start,
why haven't you?
That's the thing. It's like you start with them, you're with them. That's your family.
Yeah.
So with sort of school and work, it's interchangeable. School, you eventually leave. Work, you can change workplaces. You can work from home. Family, there forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think...
There's no running away.
Yeah, that's the thing. So they usually have like the biggest impact. And like coming from that African household, the kind of classic staple is, you must be a doctor.
Yeah.
And like, I kind of... Interesting enough, I watched family friends who... So I've got this family friend.
You love watching other people.
No, I'm being honest. I'm kind of like, I've got this family friend, and like, when I say this guy was really good at art, he was amazing. From what I remember, he used to sort of make like sculptures.
Yeah.
I vividly remember he made like sort of prayer hands. He made like a massive sort of cigarette with like the little butt bit. He was really good at painting as well.
Mm.
We were like, yeah. But I remember one time we went to his house, and his dad was like, "You must be a lawyer! I want a lawyer!" And his dad literally like smashed all his like stuff, like trashed his like paintings. And it was obviously a bit extreme, because I must have been 6. I'm just there like,
what's going on here?
Okay, I'll be a lawyer, just chill. And I'm like, And then like didn't see them for a few years because they moved. Come back a few years, I see this guy working at like a sort of college near our house, B6, and then I just you can just see in someone's face. I'm just looking at his face. I'm like, you are not happy.
Yeah.
You are not happy.
So was he a lawyer?
No, he wasn't even.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But it's not even that. It's I remember kind of sitting down with him. I'm like, do you still do art? And he just looked at me.
Man's trying to kill his soul.
Not even that. No. I was trying to revive it. I was trying to revive it. I'm like, oh, do you still do art? Then he just kind of like didn't answer the question, like waffling. I'm like, but do you still do art? And I kind of told him, I was like, I remember from early, I used to watch you.
Man tried killing him.
No, for me it was not, because it worked. Maybe not because of me, but it did kind of spark something. So for me it was, I used to watch you as a little boy. I loved your passion. I wasn't amazingly into art at the time, but I loved seeing you be happy doing what you enjoyed doing. Like, you were happy. I'd watch you, not the whole time, but I know you'd be there for like 6-7 hours to make these sculptures, make paintings, because this stuff takes time. And I saw like a young man living his passion, and now I see you and it's like, man. And then he was like, yeah, okay, you're 100% right. I've been doing it on the side. It's like, my dad kind of crushed it, and I don't want to use that as an excuse. Cool. And fast forward a year later, my man, when I say my man went 360, he kind of got back on his sculptures. He made like, this was a bit random, because he kind of went off on a tangent. He made like this massive chair made of like chicken bones. Yeah, I know. It was a bit like, okay. So that's not what I meant, but cool. At least you're kind of getting back in it. he got back on his painting. He does like little videos on YouTube. And you're like, but for me, that to me was like 10, 15 plus years of you deviating from your plan because of family. And I sort of said to myself, I'm not going to let that happen. So obviously fast forward college, my dad's there like, university next year, you must be a doctor. That's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to do. I love you, I respect you. That's not what I want to do. I'm not going to pursue a career or a life that appeases you. When you retire, you'll be back in Nigeria living your life, living happily, whereas I'll be an unhappy doctor. I've shadowed doctors, not to take away from any doctor ever. I appreciate what they do. I don't think I saw one happy doctor. And having spoken to a lot of people who have trained, and it's like, you don't get to do what you want to do. It's a numbers game. You can't have that personal relationship. But that obviously is me kind of going off on a tangent. But
I was going to say, that's separate from chasing what they do.
The sort of bottom line is, for me, it was just do what I want to do and kind of be happy, or not be forced to do what other people want and expect of me. And I've always just kind of known that family would always play like a massive part. Because really and truly, you know, how many friends from secondary school or primary school do you still speak to? Because I don't really speak to that many. But how many of my family members, all of them, I saw them a few Christmas, everyone's there. Everyone's there. And
so like, you ended up doing biomed.
I did, yeah.
Is that because you wanted to?
No, that was me. Yeah. A lot of people still sort of said, but it's kind of like, a lot of people are like, but that's the sort of thing your parents would want. And I'm like, meh.
I feel like that was just like, I'm not going to do whatever. But
because it's still...
It's my compromise.
The thing is, it's still in the same line, but it's just obviously not the same. And I'm like, this is what I'd rather do, kind of thing. A lot of people are like, but it's sort of similar. Are you sure? I'm like, it's what I want to do. Like, if I really enjoyed art or music, I would have done that. Simple. So for me, it was definitely kind of like, this is what I want to do. Boom.
Yeah, because like, with you saying that, I definitely feel like there's a line of like being really stubborn.
You think?
When you like, this is what I want to do, don't care about anyone else, not going to listen. There's that kind of small little thin line, which is like stubbornness.
Okay.
And like, I think it's cool, but I think that you have to also, especially from experience, you kind of have to allow yourself that we're still learning, we're still growing. Yeah. We're not going to know everything. Always. You got to be willing to listen. Yeah. You know, you can be true to yourself. You say, I'm going to go in this direction, but sometimes you just have to sit down and listen. Okay. If you're like, no, I know, this is the path I'm taking. No, I don't care. What? So what? I don't care. What? Yeah.
Okay. I think I've evolved and grown from that. I know I'm definitely a lot more receptive to what people have to say. Like I would sort of say I listen a lot more now, like a lot more. Yeah. But I hear. Okay, I hear. No,
it's just like,
I hear.
It's something that I'm talking about myself. Yeah. It's like stubbornness, but even from friends. So like, trying to fit in, especially when I first came to Bristol. Didn't know anyone. And I was going to all these social settings, and I just didn't feel comfortable. Yeah. But I was still trying to please everyone. I was trying to fit in. Like, I wasn't doing anything really out of character, but I was just there, I was present.
Yeah, Anton, come out. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, cool. And like, it's kind of, not everyone's going to know what they want from life. Not everyone's going to know their dreams or how they're going to get there or their purpose or passion or whatever it could be, whatever that question is. But you always know when something's not right. Like, deep down, you have that feeling. Yeah. If I said, come, let's go ice skating, and then let's go bungee jumping, and then let's go swimming in a lake. Yeah. Something in you is going to be like, no, that's not for me. Yeah. But sometimes we allow ourselves, we're like, okay, it's not for me, but I'm going to go with it. Yeah. That's not being true to yourself. If you're like, no, that's not for me, and you tell that person, you're being honest about it, it's kind of like you're respecting yourself. Yeah. You're saying, look, I'm not going to put myself in that situation because number one, I'm not going to like it. Number two, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to come up with an excuse. No, I'm allergic to water and the ice irritates my eyes. Like, just be straight up honest. Be like, look, I don't want to go. And then...
just to counter that really quickly, sorry.
Right, man's going to... Battle! Okay, go on, battle!
I was going to say, in a work setting, working, you got to work with people. In that sort of situation where everyone's like, let's go for a drink or let's go for one of these events, let's go bungee jumping, whatever. And you know that fitting in is critical to sort of success. And you know that if you don't take part, it will affect you. So it will affect your kind of, what you say in that situation. Because I sort of sometimes feel like I have that at work is, let's all go out for a drink. And I'm just there like, I don't really drink. I don't want to drink. I don't want to spend money on something I don't like.
Man's vex.
It's going to make me feel some type of, I don't want to do it. Yeah. It's cold. Like, why are we here drinking beers outside? I don't like beer. You know, I don't like it. Tastes like piss. I don't like it. Why am I here? I don't care if you man feel. I'm going on a rant. I don't care if you man feel whatever. I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? But then, like, when I first sort of started, it was, but you know, you gotta. I understood, but then after I was like you said, I was like, no. I don't want to.
A lot of it is conforming, isn't it? It's conformity. You're trying to fit in because I think naturally, as humans, we want to be part of the society. We don't want to be outside. In settings like that, like I'll come out for a drink. You almost got to weigh out whether it's worthwhile. If there's something you're seeking, and you know you're going to get it from going to that event. So if it's like connecting with the right people and networking, then yeah, you're gonna have to do it. Something you don't want to do, but you know the reason you're going. If you're doing it because you feel like people are gonna have this whole talking behind your back, or they're gonna be like you're boring, or start putting labels on you, don't do it. Like just be like, no, it's not for me.
That's the thing.
And like I feel that's like the most important thing with like separating yourself from the pack. And that being true to yourself is realizing not everything's for you, and you don't have to follow the masses. And realizing that you're different.
That's the thing. It took me a while to kind of get there.
And just wear it with pride, you know. Like I'm different. Sorry, it's not for me. And I remember like, so when I was going back to that trip when back in school, I think I was in like year 9. I was joking around, and then we came back from Paris, and then it was back to normal. But I knew the people. I was close with them. I went back to normal. Because I found it so hard trying to maintain that kind of facade. It was exhausting, you know.
Energy, man.
Very exhausted. And then I think later on that year, it must have been like year 10, year 11, I started this, people like, oh, you're weird, you're crazy, you're this, all these sort of labels. I was like, yeah, I know, but like, I'm different, I'm unique.
Yeah.
And I took so much pride in that. I was like, but you're just average, like, you just follow him and you just do what these men do.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm just doing my own thing because it's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, you know me, if we're ever out in public, sometimes I act like a kid. Like, I get something that comes over me, I'm like, yes, I want to do hopscotch now. Yeah. Big man like me doing hopscotch.
Don't know.
And I'm going to throw a pebble on the floor and be like, number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do a spin, I'm going to do a dab on it, and then I'm going to walk off.
Yeah.
And people look at me like, yo, what's that about?
Is he alright now?
I'm happy, you know.
Yeah, you're in your zone.
And that's what I think that you get from it. Like when you're true to yourself, there's this, I'm me.
That's the thing. It took me a while to kind of reach that point, and it would reach a point where it's like, you're going to come out? Nope. And then there were people who would go with them, who I know didn't want to go, but then they'd kind of like look at me and like, you should come, why don't you want to come? Why aren't you coming? Don't be, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
You don't want to go. Why you
man pointing the finger back.
I can see in your face, you don't, like, why are you fake? Just like you said, be true to yourself. Do what matters to you.
I admit there have been times where I've gone to events and I don't want to go, but I go just to show my face. Yeah. So I'll go for like half an hour. Yeah.
Dip, go.
Done my thing.
Last bus, but you brought your car. Yeah, I gotta go.
Tick. No, I just thought I'd just pop in. Like, I've got stuff to do. I want to go to bed early. That's the truth. That is the truth. But like, I do feel like it's a struggle not being true to yourself. Like, would you agree with that?
A struggle in what sense?
Like, you're weighing yourself, you're not being you, so therefore, like, it stresses you. Like, your behaviour changes. It's not a natural behaviour.
Yeah.
So it's more energy. It's more calculated.
It's that forced energy. And then
you're laughing at jokes that don't even bang. You're like,
But it's the occasional cracks of when you kind of change between yourself and that person, and then when it's you, it's like, is everything all right? What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. This is the real me, and it's kind of hard to kind of bounce between the two. Yeah. And then you do look actually quite crazy and weird, and it's like, what's going on here?
Which one are you?
Yeah,
like, I have different personas. I ain't gonna lie about that.
You know, that's personas is obviously different. They're still you. They're personas of Anton, as opposed to you trying to be something that you're not. You kind of looking at someone like Tony Robinson or Diddy or whoever it is, and kind of being like, this person's like this, they've gotten this accolade, let me try and emulate that. Then you're forcing that personality on yourself, and then after a while it's like,
that's the expectation thing. Like, that's where loads of expectations come from. It comes from external, looking at other people. So especially like our parents, they look at other people our age and they'll be like, oh, so and so you're doing this, or even when you're growing up.
That was the worst one. Tony Tunde is doing marketing, or he's working at this place. What are you doing? Can you come? Madonna. You went to the Madonna, and it's like, yo. And the thing is, for them, it's let me motivate my child, but I don't think they realise that.
I don't even think
not
it's
everyone,
motivated.
not everyone is
like
motivated that way.
The bar, innit?
Yeah, but then I don't think they realise the damage that does to some children. Some of them are perfectly
Children, adults.
Oh yeah, I got up to levels.
Yeah.
Whereas with other kids, it's quite damaging. It's my parents are comparing me to this person, not knowing that person is. They don't know the crud that person's doing behind closed doors, and they're comparing me. That person then kind of internalizes those feelings, feels a certain way about themselves.
I have to
and
do
it's
it.
like,
Can you imagine 40 years down the line, you're like, wow. And that's why, like, going back to like the whole topic of like you're on your deathbed sort of thing, and it's like your biggest regret of not living your life. Like, you only got one life, so you got to make the most out of it.
Oh, man.
And then if you're living it based to satisfy other people, then you're not going to be
You're not
happy
really
yourself.
living though, are you?
Yeah, you're not living your life, you know.
There's like this saying, like you're alive, but you're not living.
Right.
It's
Okay.
cheesy. No, it's cheesy, but it's like when you deep it, it's like
Yeah.
you're alive, but you're not living for you.
Because I guess you have this element of what's that word where you hate people? I can't think of the word.
Disdain. What's the word?
But you basically want to turn around and be like, it's your fault I'm here. You're the reason that I'm in this situation. It's the reason why I've got 3 kids. I'm single. It's your fault because you thought I was meant to do this.
Ross, what is that word? All right, Peggy. What is the word?
Resentment. You start resenting people.
Yeah.
There you go. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that in my future life where I'm like, you know, I'm a big man, I'm 40 years old and I'm resenting people because I listen to them and not to myself.
Yeah.
And like I said, sometimes you just know, you don't know what direction you're going in, but you know what's right. You know the feeling. Something doesn't feel quite right. You know, you're in certain situations. Like the workplace is one. Like, for me, the expectation of staying behind, working hard, going above, you know, beyond and above. I was like, yo, God, because you see Pete doing that, doesn't mean I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm here to do what's on my job specification, my job description. Like, I'm doing my job.
Yeah, what now?
And then when it comes to the one-to-one and I'm throwing out everything I've done, you're like, you can't say anything. Like, what happened to that expectation? Oh, you're exceeding it. Yeah, because I'm doing it my way.
Yeah. You're doing it bottom line. Most
Doing it
important
my
thing.
way.
Shout out Pete. But yeah.
Pete's a sucker. Pete is thinking like that's what you should do.
But he's not spending time with his family and friends because he's at work trying to please the boss.
Pete's
and
like, oh man,
boss
I
doesn't care.
shouldn't really be here. Oh man.
But, you know, gotta please everyone.
And you hear it. You hear it. You can't please everyone.
I think that for me was also like a turning point. Is you can't please everyone, so why try? Why not try and please the one person who you can actually please, which is yourself.
Wow.
Yourself.
Selfish, boy.
It's no. You got to think about yourself.
Yeah.
Everyone's out there thinking about everyone else. They're not thinking about you.
Yeah.
They're thinking about number one. Put yourself first, and then maybe help others.
Yeah.
It's
Because for me, like, I did always try to please everyone. Like, I wanted everyone to like me as well. So I'd be like, changing my character, trying to fit in and all that. And then I realised, like, you could just slip, you can trip, you can upset people.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
So from that point, I was just like, you know what? I can't please everyone.
That was like your turning point to not giving, not caring, essentially.
There's
I'm not
elements I
caring,
care,
but,
yeah. Just hammering it in. You can't please everyone. Just be, like you said, I said that statement, it sounds selfish, but please yourself.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of wrong, but...
but a lot of people think that they're pleasing themselves anyway. Whether you think it or not, a lot of people are actually there doing them. They're doing number one. They're living their best life, and I think that's very important.
Yeah.
It's not kind of pandering to what other people are doing on socials. Everyone's doing this. Like, there's a sort of typical example being sort of Valentine's Day. My friend took, or my friend's boyfriend took her out to this place. Why aren't you doing that for me? Why does what they've put on social media have to influence what you have with that person?
Or the expectation of, like, I don't know, their girlfriends being like, wow, your man's taking you Nando's on Valentine's. Like, what's that about? I'm sure he should be taking you here.
And it's always the ones who aren't in relationships themselves. Who are happy.
Don't send.
Yeah,
Do
not sending for anyone. Not sending for anyone. But then it's
Okay.
like, why are you going to listen to what other people have to say about your relationship? It's your relationship. Don't listen to their opinions. Let them worry about them. You're about you and yours.
So it's always like, you know, it's the external forces, it's the external voices which kind of set the expectation on us, or, you know, people voice the expectation of us. And I feel like you have to get to a place where you build up this barrier this protected bubble,
Yeah.
and that comes with like self-awareness and knowing who you are or knowing what sort of direction you want to go in.
I would say, for me personally, it would also, or more so, involve the building of that internal happiness, or like you said, self-awareness, but more so, it should come from within. Like, don't look outwardly for happiness or validation, essentially. Create that within. So again, self-awareness, meditation, prayer, whatever kind of works for you to really kind of understand and appreciate yourself as a person. What really makes you happy, what's going to bring out your core, what's going to build your core, and work on that. Focus on you. If you need to take time away in another place secluded, all right, cool. If you need to drown yourself in sort of music or books, do what kind of works for you. And I think a large part of that is also self-love. A lot of people will show love to others and not necessarily themselves. They may not know they're doing it, and I've been kind of guilty of this, where I'll be down to like my last £10, or someone needs my car or my time, and I'll happily kind of throw...
I need your car next week Tuesday.
Yeah?
Cool, yeah?
No, it's cool, man. And I'll happily kind of like throw my plans out the window for them. I'm like, yeah, this person needs my help. They're going to like me. They're going to, they need me.
Yay.
I have to help them. But then in doing that, I've kind of just squashed myself. Because I planned on driving to this place, or I planned on reading this book. And I've given up my time and my resources to appease this person. And then a lot of the times I've found that when I've done that, they haven't appreciated it, really.
Where's the love? Like,
yeah, it's not that I need thank you, but it's, right, I've given you my money, you've used it to buy green or whatever, or you've kind of used my card to link a girl when you know I needed it for to help someone move or whatever. And it's like, wow. And that for me reinforced that, okay, cool, let me put myself first. Let me show people that you need to respect my time and myself and my energy. If you don't, then you know.
I definitely, going back, I feel like that self-awareness is key, because like it's your radar. It's because you know what's right deep down. I always feel like, I don't know if you agree with this, you know what's right for you. Like someone can say,
in terms of what, feelings, or just like direction, or just in general? Feelings,
direction, all of it. Like if right now I said, Ola, I need 2K from you.
Yeah.
You're like, no. Like that feeling. But sometimes... I know you wear glasses.
What's your name, sir?
But like, sometimes you have to go with that gut.
Yeah.
That self-awareness gut. Like, it's just like, something ain't right, and just listen to it. And sometimes you do have to take that time out.
Yeah.
Separate yourself from all that noise that's coming from everyone else. Especially if you're in a stage of like, let's say you're going through the transition of college into uni, and your parents are saying, you need to do this, you should go and study this.
Yeah.
Take time out.
Yeah.
Step away.
Where do I want to go?
And just reflect. Like, you might not know all your strength. You might not know what makes you happy. But just go, why am I doing it? Like, hit them questions.
Like, question them. I think that's also like a big one. When did you sort of start questioning things a lot more? Because I think that's also key as well. Because when you can sort of question, like you said, why you're doing what you're doing and for who.
For who?
Yeah, who am I doing this for? Is it for me? Okay, cool, but is it to please these people? Is it to impress those guys? Is it to shut these people up? Questioning that. How would you say you kind of built self-awareness? Because it's one of those things that you'd expect would come with sort of age and experience, but I've kind of found that isn't necessarily the case. I've spoken to people of an older age and a younger age, and sometimes I find it in the younger ones and not necessarily in the older ones. So how has Anton kind of built self-awareness? Because that, obviously, like you said, it plays a big part in just kind of knowing yourself and where you are and where you want to be.
Yeah. Taking time out. Because like I said, you've got all those external voices and you're living your life.
How do you personally, have you kind of gone on retreats? Have you spent time in other countries? How have you...
I've done... Alright, so there's probably 3 separate moments that stand out. There's one time I decided to rent a place, like an apartment, in just outside London. And I'll stay there for a week. And it was like, I might have a TV, but I had my laptop. And it was just like a moment just to take myself away from the world and what's going on and really think what I want to do next. Another time was going on holiday when I went to Turkey. Quarter life crisis sort of moment. And I was just like, yeah, son. And I had like bare books and I was reading. And then like silent retreats as well.
Yeah.
That's kind of helpful as well. So creating that space and just asking those sort of questions, like what do I want to do next? Why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for? Yeah. But I'm going to admit, when I was going through uni, I was grinding hard for my own sake, but also to make my family proud.
Yeah.
So sometimes you do carry a weight of expectation. Like they didn't really place an expectation on me, but I placed my own expectation, I guess, because I wanted them to be proud of me. I don't think you can completely get rid of other people's expectations. I don't think you can completely dump it.
It'll always be there to some degree.
Yeah, unless you're just truly selfish. I'm doing it for me. It's about me. F everyone. Yeah. So building that bubble is kind of key.
Yeah.
So like you start blocking out all those sort of external stuff. So whatever you see on social media, whatever your friends are telling you, whatever your family's telling you, like it can get into that barrier, but there's a strong force because you know yourself.
Yeah.
Or you kind of you're strong enough.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I hear you, but this is what my body's telling me. My body's telling me I need to go in this direction.
Yeah.
So like recently for me, I've been telling my family, I'm going to go on a year sabbatical. Huh? Are you going to do what? So is that paid? What? Oh, I don't know if I could do that. Oh, are you sure? Yeah, man, sure. Because guess what? I'm the person that's living in this body 24/7 every day of the year. I see you, once a week, maybe like once a month, whatever. You're not living my life.
Yeah.
You know, this brain that's operating here, it's only me and the brain. Like, it's one whole unit. There's no... So I can't really listen to you too tough.
Yeah.
I could, acknowledge, but I know what's best. And I feel like once you create that barrier, you can block out.
In a good position.
Hey, listen, move.
Yeah.
Nah, I know what's best.
Nah. I definitely sort of hear you there. For me, I sort of found it from reading was definitely like a big one, and also sort of taking time out, like you said, but mine sort of time out came in the form of kind of going for walks. There were times when I could go for a walk for like an hour and a half, just literally walking, headphones in, sometimes music, sometimes nothing, just talking to myself.
I just visualise you barefoot.
This guy, what, socks or no socks?
No socks.
Right, savage, yeah? Okay. No, I definitely had shoes on.
I don't know why.
This guy don't really. Don't try it, man. I'm moisturised. This guy. No, so going for walks with shoes and socks and moisturised feet.
Cool.
And just kind of having that conversation with myself. Developing that self-awareness. Reading books. I think books are vital in this sort of instances. Hearing other people's opinions, other people's standpoints, and how other people have dealt with similar situations. So just having that and kind of going for walks and being like, but what do I want? Why did I do that? Oh, because mum said, because dad thought, what about me? Where do I kind of fit in? What do I want? And who, most importantly, is the decision I'm making for these other people going to affect the most? They're saying do A, B, and C, but that's not going to affect them. It's going to affect me in the long term. Yeah. If someone's doing a course or a degree or going a direction that their parents or family and friends want, is in 5-10 years time, when you're not speaking to half of those friends, and you might live with the family, that decision is going to affect you the most. So you need to think about what you're going to do.
Hit that restart button.
Yeah, exactly. Hitting that restart. And sort of like, as another example, I'm at a point now where I'm getting family members, uncles and aunties like, oh, where's wifey, where's this and that? And it's like, I understand your concern and I appreciate it, but just because you were married at this age doesn't mean I have to be. That works for you and you're happy, but it might not necessarily work for me. I'm from a different time, a different country, times are different. It's a different battle. Let me kind of fight my own
journey. You're only having your own sort of battles in your head as well.
No, it's like let me kind of come to a conclusion myself. Don't kind of make a decision and go, everyone has to get married and kind of put that on me. It's like, no. And I think I'm in a good position now where I'm like, no. Let me kind of get my own thoughts together, gather my own thoughts. But I think, like you said, sometimes family do still kind of play in, and the family and friends do.
Christmas time for me. Like all my, I guess two cousins, they're actually younger than me. They both had kids. So my aunt's looking at me like, when kids are coming, I'm like, yo, 5 years?
They come when they come.
They come when they come.
They come when they come.
She just looked at me. I was just like,
I said it.
Yeah, in my own time.
Yeah. Okay. That's literally my phrase. I'm like, in time, in my time. Like, you're not gonna, because the thing is, they expect me to rush and find a person.
Supposed to go out there next day, Boxing Day sale.
Is there a Boxing Day sale, yeah? Yeah, you available? Like, cool, wifey, cop that. And it's like, okay, get married and have kids for you, just to see you smile.
So please.
Because how long are you going to pay? Are you looking after the kids? Are you babysitting?
Yeah, it will. Yeah. How about, are you actually going to be the one that spends every night with her?
That's the thing.
And the kids going mental.
They're not going to be there. It's just, so for me, no. But yeah, I think it's just very important to just ground yourself as well. Because grounding yourself with that self-awareness is what's going to develop your own thoughts, your own thinking, critical thinking most importantly, and separating your thoughts from other people's thoughts. I think it's important to take their thoughts in, but then to ultimately come to your own conclusion.
I think another area of it is also like being in the eyes of other people and people seeing you as a failure. So like, imagine if you go down a direction and it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
How do you explain that? Like, and that's what
you have to.
Well, no, but that's what people face. They're like, oh, but if I do this and I fail, then like, and that's what kind of holds them back as well.
Yeah.
So like, I can imagine people on their deathbed going, I wish I did that, but they probably had a time or a moment in time where they could have actually made that pivot. They might have been working in a bakery and they could have decided to own their own bakery, but they were like, bro, if I fail, and there were so many reasons in like how they could fail, and they were thinking like, what would people think about me?
Yeah.
They'll see me as a failure. Opinions. So like, it's definitely it's a battle within as well. Like, you have to overcome and understand that even if you take your own direction and you're true to yourself, it doesn't necessarily mean it's all going to work out.
Yeah. But it's about, again, ultimately being true to yourself. It's you tried, you failed, such is life. We all have failures, we all have like down kind of times, but you were true to yourself. You were happy and you went through it there. Yeah.
So like, did you ever have a moment where like, for yourself, you didn't end up as a doctor? Was there ever a moment where your parents had looked at you and been like, you made the wrong decision? Like, was there ever a period of time where you felt like you made the wrong decision as well?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
And I think because I went with what I wanted to do. But I think I probably would have felt that had I not. Or there always would have been that regret of, what if? I think that's also quite a powerful and dangerous kind of thing. Because it's like, oh, what if? What if? For me, it was, I've done what I wanted to do. And I think I learned that with most parents, and again, I could be wrong, I do believe that most parents are proud of their children, irrespective of what they do. I think a lot of them just want their children to be happy. And they kind of place what was placed on them, on their children.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this is what our parents expected of us. This is all I really know. I don't know any other way to sort of parent. And it's understandable because a lot of our human behavior is learned. So this is what I've been taught. I've been raised for, all my life, and this is what I've been taught. Reflect that on their children. But yeah, that's sort of me. What about you?
Wait, what's the question?
I'm trying to...
man trying to hit me with a question, you don't even know what he was answering.
You asked me, I can't remember. You asked me again.
About the scenarios of, have I ever gone against like my, I guess, parents? I'm going to use the example of parents' expectations. Weirdly enough, I think my mum had that experience of loads of expectations thrown at her, and through her parenting of me, she didn't really place any expectations, which is very interesting because like, yeah, so like, I get it from my aunt. My aunt's like, yo, what you doing? Da, 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 da. Like, especially that relationship. But my mum's like, yeah, okay, yeah, cool. You do you. You're your own person. But I think that comes from her upbringing. Trying to think if I ever look back and kind of wished I listened to someone's expectation of me
or regretted kind of going with or going against
no,
that grain. No,
I always feel like I'm trying to do what's best for me. I think that's the key question, like with any kind of decisions, what's best for me. So that, like I said, the latest one for me now is like the sabbatical, and I'm like, that's what's best for me.
Yeah.
In terms of relationship and not being in a relationship, like my aunt's like, oh, but like there must be women out there. I'm like, yeah, there are, but they're not for me. Not everyone's for you, and I just have to buy my time. There's nothing I can. I'm not gonna do the opposite and run out there and be like,
yo, where you at, ladies?
Yeah. So I feel like I keep on saying, when you're true to yourself, as a byproduct, I think you're a lot happier. You're not telling lies. You're not trying to keep tabs of what lies you're telling, or what excuses you put out there. Oh, Anton, I thought you said you couldn't come last week, but I saw you on Insta, and it looks like you was in, I don't know, Nando's with so-and-so.
Living life. Oh, man. Well, basically what happened was I forgot a beep, beep, beep. Hello?
Stress.
Yeah.
Like, you could just be you, just accept the fact that you're different, you're unique, accept the fact that you could make some choices and they could be wrong. But you owe it to yourself. No one else is walking in the same body as you every single day. It's your journey.
It's your journey.
I think don't be arrogant. Don't be stubborn. Definitely. Like I can say, I can put up my hand there. Like I've probably been stubborn in some of my choices and decided not to listen to people. But at the end of the day, like, do I regret it? No.
It was your choice.
Yeah,
You regret. You learn from it.
But like what I've learned now is just to listen a bit more.
Yeah.
Because it helps me grow as a person. Yeah, definitely create that barrier.
Yeah. I think, definitely, like, you kind of being true to yourself really kind of brings you in line with your core. So it's that kind of like you are one with yourself, you're grounded, and that, like you said, the byproduct of that is these amazing things. So, like, you're a lot happier, you're in a better position, you're a lot clearer in making your decisions. Because if you kind of go with following other people, you're naturally always going to want to follow other people and listen to other opinions. And then when you haven't got that opinion there, it's, what do I do? Where do I go from here? But if you're kind of stuck with, or you've learned to develop that independence and confidence of what do I want, and then listen to other opinions, you're in a better position to make decisions.
Because I think opinion is another one, isn't it? Like, would you say you got to a place where you could express your own opinion?
Not to the best. I express it, but not to the best. Like, I've spoken to people who I feel I'm like, you express yourself really well. I don't know if it's because maybe this person talks a lot or whatever. I'm like, you express yourself. So I do want to learn a lot more about that person's kind of upbringing.
So if you was in a room and everyone all had the same opinion or something.
Yeah.
So everyone was in favour of Donald Trump. Yeah, he's the guy.
Yeah.
Would you speak up?
If I was against?
Yeah. If you was the one person, would you be like, hey, you man are dumb?
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm not his biggest fan. As long as I had my valid reason, because I know that there would be that kind of challenge of, oh, he different. Why? But yeah, because I have been in that position before, and it's like, oh, we all want red. Oh, cool. I'm going with blue. Why? Why? This is why. This is why. Or other times when there's no reason, because it is what it is.
Just feels
right. You don't have to like it. Yeah, you don't. It is.
Yeah.
Well,
wow, you're weird, man. What are you doing?
Cool. So are you. You're different. Right?
No,
but it's about having that confidence to stand in your position. If everyone's against you, you need to be confident to be like, well, this is how I feel. Whether you like it or not, I'm going in this direction. I know for a fact that I'm happy with this decision. Are you happy with yours, or are you just going with the crowd? Are you just saying Trump because everyone else did and you don't want to be ostracized or whatever?
Another example, going back, is fitting in, and it's based on like fashion trends. Yeah. So like back in school, it was like, oh, man's got to have Air Force Ones.
Air Force Ones, Harachis, all of that.
Got to. If I don't, then I'm not that guy.
Not to defend it, but because I remember doing quite a bit of reading on puberty, and that's at a point where you're...
Wait. Is this when you was going through puberty?
No, puberty in general. When you
go was you doing a reading on puberty?
No.
This guy was woke.
But like you're a lot more conscious of... You're a lot more self-aware, but you're a lot more conscious of your position in society and in your kind of like groups as well. And because of that, you want to be part of the groups. You want to fit in. And as a part of that, you kind of like, a lot of it is fashion or what is being said or what's being done. It's usually kind of around sort of sexual activity, behaviours in general, or like fashion and clothing. And to that degree, I can understand it. And I was sort of part of it. But I think as you get older and past that point...
If you don't.
What, in puberty forever?
No, but you know, people still live within that kind of, I've got to follow the trend. Oh, like, if I don't, then I'm going to stand out.
I'll be honest, I think that I can't even speak on that because I can't kind of, but I feel sorry. I guess.
When did you break out?
When puberty ended, I guess. I think for me,
puberty could be like, you could be hitting puberty right now. Like your voice might drop right about now.
Not me, boy. But I think ultimately it's going to be subjective. But for me, it was like, nah. Why am I wearing? And the thing is, fashion is fleeting. What's in fashion today is not going to be in fashion tomorrow. Blah blah blah. Like I remember when it was all about Harachis, everyone was like queuing up to get Harachis. Like A couple months later, no one's wearing it anymore. Like it was like
You got hierarchies.
Man, they're so lost season.
They're like 4 months ago.
Get away, man. Look, Dusty. It's like, what's the point of you always having to sort of play catch up? How much are you spending for what? For random people to look. It's the same thing with cars, though.
They're sick, though.
But I don't know if you see it with cars. It's the same thing as people will finance a 67 or whatever, the latest car. Within a year, your plate is kind of, but how much are you paying? How much of the value of the car have you lost?
So is that because you feel like people have this expectation of you, or you try to live up to certain?
I think it's the people trying to live up to that kind of expectation.
Mm.
Oh, I've got a stunt. On who?
I've been working for 4 years, so therefore I must have this now.
Yeah, like who you stunting on? The random people you see at the stoplight. They don't know you. For who? And like we've always said, like at your deathbed, no one's really going to remember the trainers you wore 30, 40, 50 years ago. It's you as a person and how you lived your life. So how are you actually living your life?
Be happy.
Is it for you or is it for other people? Be happy. Be true to yourself.
I guess there might be a moment though where, let's say if you have kids, you might have to change for the sake of the kids. You might have to live up to the expectation of being a parent, whatever that is.
Is that in terms of what you as a person or like the car or what?
No, as you as a person.
That is that's growth. I see that as growth. It's you're not only a husband or a partner or whatever. You're now a father. So you're gonna have to grow and change for the benefit of the kid. Obviously, it's like it can go deeper, but I think you kind of, for me anyway, you have to become to a certain degree maybe a bit more protective, a lot more considerate of what you do, like the things you eat, the people you hang out with. It's gonna have an impact on your children. Do you want to be around long term? There's certain things you're gonna have to cut out. So I think to that level, there will always be some sort of change and development, but again, that's for the betterment of your family to see them through, as opposed to you just doing it to please someone else, sort of thing. Does that make sense? Yeah.
I guess that brings us
to the end. Yeah.
You got any last points?
I think that's me. I'm trying to like contain myself. That's me. Yeah.
I'm out here. I don't care about your expectations. Like I'm me. I'm just gonna be true to myself. So like.
Are you 100% there though? Like, can you honestly say you don't give a damn about what anyone thinks? Because if you're saying then
no, like I do care, but I don't let it get to me because I know, like I keep saying, like it's me, man. Yeah. Like no one else is there. No one else is there when I'm like waking up in the morning and my face is all puffy. Like, where are these people that like? I thought you should do this. With some dribble on my side of face. Like, where are you? No. Where are you? Man? Like even like going back this is a quick one. Like when with my boys, I was like, yo, I'm gonna go celibate. They're like, what? And man doesn't do that. Like, come on, man.
Like, whose man's is this?
And it's like, yo, you guys got this expectation, but I need to go on this journey. So yeah. So you do listen to it, but that strength is like, nah, gotta do it for me. Yeah. It's only me. Puffy face, dribble my face. Like no one else is there with me. So yeah.
That is
tagmeinpodcast.
Brilliant. Yes.
Where can they find us?
Find us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And this was the first of a 5-part series. Yeah. So yeah, keep tuned for the next 4 parts. Yeah. And thank you for listening.
Don't forget to like us, subscribe, and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts.
That is correct.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.